This episode is brought to you by Elevate OS, the only all-in-one community operating system. Elevate OS transforms property management, combining resident engagement, reservations, rent payments, maintenance, and concierge services into a single super app. It also uniquely integrates access control, intercoms, package lockers, and thermostats, eliminating app fatigue and redefining modern apartment living. Visit elevateos.com/MMN for a free demo and see how they can help you level up your operations. Welcome to another episode of the Multifamily Collective. This is your top 5 things you need to know in multifamily, August 1st, 2025 edition. Did you know this is going to become a tradition on the Multifamily Collective that, as we lead into top 5 things you need to know, and that is a fun fact. So we're going to lead with fun fact. The Empire State Building has its own zip code. Did you know that? It's 10118, in case you need that in a trivia game later. Otherwise, probably useless knowledge. Okay, the number one thing today, the number one headline, rent growth tapers nationwide amid pressure on affordability. That comes to us from Yardi Matrix in Multifamily Dive. Rent growth is actually stalled out. It's not stalled out, but it is certainly muted compared to the 2.1% growth rate that we saw in January. Certainly Sunbelt markets like Austin, Phoenix, and Tampa have seen mild declines, but the Midwest seems to be holding firm. But 0.6% rent growth year over year in this month of July, or this past month of July. Number 2, multifamily construction starts dip 8% in Q2. That comes to us from CoStar and NMHC. I think a lot of the cost inputs on the construction side of the business has really muted the development or the potential developments that are coming to market, which probably lends well to the fundamentals on the operational side of the business. Once this absorption takes place, or we get better absorption in the overbuilt, especially in the overbuilt markets, there are areas and pockets of Atlanta that have suffered from this. Certainly Austin has suffered from this. Other markets have suffered from this. But now that we have a muted supply, construction starts dipping a little bit, maybe the operational fundamentals will shape up a little bit. Number 3, Atlanta sees a spike in BTR, or build to rent activity. 4,000 units have been put into the permitting and planning process and or are under construction in Atlanta. That is a real amount of units as it relates to BTR. So for those of you who don't know what BTR is, that is basically an apartment community, but with detached single-family homes operated like an apartment community. Definitely a space that is defining itself or finding definition for itself, and institutional investors are starting to get interested in this space. So it's a trend. It's been a trend. It's something you probably want to pay attention to. Number 4, cap rates are up. Transaction volume still muted. There's a lot to say about this, but I think we are still in that messy middle where people, especially sellers, are trying to hang on. Buyers are looking for discounts to market and opportunity. I think we're all still waiting for this big sort of dump onto the market with all these loans coming to maturity. But it just hasn't happened yet. I think it's in part because lenders are doing loan mods. They're interested in doing loan mods. They're interested in help owners out, at least still here in this moment in time. That might change in the not too distant future, but who knows? We're all still waiting. So messy middle. Let's call it the messy middle. Number 5, we're seeing this. I think this is not necessarily a trend, but it is something that's exposed itself in the last 48 months plus minus, and that is the real innate advantage of a vertically integrated firm, and that means an investment firm that also has a property management operations side of the business. Is all vertically integrated, so there is completely control over the asset from cradle to grave. All of the systems, disciplines, processes, and routines are internal to the operation of the assets that you own on the other side of the business. So you have an investment firm. I work for ARC Multifamily Group, so our investment firm is just that, ARC Multifamily Group. And then we have an operations arm called Axia Residential. We're vertically integrated. ARC buys assets. They throw them over their shoulder. Axia Residential picks them up and operates them through to their to the end of their business plan. So there's an innate advantage in that instead of looking at a pure play third-party property management firm, which doesn't own the asset, but they rather operate it. Not to suggest there aren't good third-party property management operators out there, but it is much more difficult to operate in that environment versus owning and controlling the asset from cradle to grave. So that is it. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to give it maybe 30 days plus minus of effort and then see what the market says about it. But if you like it, please say so, subscribe, share it with your team members. We're going to grow this thing. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.